you sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
Bonjour! What up, though? Welcome back to the World of Heavyweights live on Woodward.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Stimo Rax.
What up, though?
Chris, JB Smooth. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
We need to hit 100 likes. All right, that's the breaking news. That's it. Wrap it up, guys. We're done.
Yep.
Good show.
5-star review.
5-star review. No, honestly, though, Marvin Jones is once again a Detroit Lion.
He is. He's back.
He's back. Breaking news, literally right before the show, this is Mike Garofolo, veteran wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. headed back to the Detroit Lions, where he played from 2016 to 2020. Sources say it's a one-year deal with $3 million base value, with incentives that can push it to $5 million.
Yeah, you know, in his career with the Lions, he played, like you said, 5 years. 67 starts out of 69 games, 4,296 yards, 36 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was productive, and he was productive when he went to Cincinnati for a little bit, and he was productive when he went to Jacksonville. So, like, it's impressive to me. You know, he started his career with Cincinnati. Obviously, you know, the things he did there, he kind of made a name for himself. He comes to Detroit, he establishes himself as a good receiver, and then he goes to Jacksonville, and he has success there. And now he's coming back. He's coming home. I'm coming home.
He's coming back like Aiden Ross' sister.
To Marvin Jones that I'm coming home. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. He's obviously, he was a fan favorite. Very well liked in the community, very well liked in the locker room. He spent more time here than he did anywhere else in his career, and now he's coming back, running back
Turbo.
And it's a good, good piece to put on the outside. Obviously, a lot of Detroit fans remember, catches deep passes down the field, takes the top off the defense with him and Jameson Williams running on the outside. It's going to be pretty scary for some guys.
Takes the top off. No Aiden Ross' sister. We needed this type of receiver. They were asked point blank, both Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, if the DJ Chark role was one they need to fill. And they did so. Is it a bit of a downgrade from Chark? Yes. Can he still be productive? It feels like he can.
Yes.
A lot of people want to throw out there, he's 33 years old. Well, no one's throwing that out yet because it's breaking news, but I'm sure it's coming.
It's coming.
He's semi-productive last year. If you look at what DJ Chark did, if we're being honest with ourselves, was what, 500 yards, if I'm not mistaken, 3 touchdowns, DJ Chark of the year? Guess what Marvin Jones did?
500 yards, 3 touchdowns.
So
in 10 games.
And you get almost close to the same amount of games, too. Yeah, right, 100% right. I mean, he was there to play all 16, but obviously when he started the 10. I mean, this is the bang for your buck. This is Brad Holmes doing Brad Holmes thing. I don't want to actually put that in that class of things. Let's be real about it. I mean, he's a 33-year-old wide receiver on the downside of his career, but he can still produce for you.
He can still produce. He can still go out there and make some plays. It's a good grab. Like I said, another good veteran piece to the locker room to add to a young receiving core outside of Josh Reynolds, who was the veteran in there. But you bring in Marvin Jones. He's a guy who can get some things done for you. You get him on a very friendly contract, like you said. It's $3 million, potential to be $5 million.
Yeah.
And he can go out there and he can produce. So I'm happy with it, man. It's a good signing. It's not like anything I'm like I'm not freaking out over it. But it's a good signing. It was a position of need, that outside receiver, and they filled it with a guy that is a familiar face in Detroit.
What about to say, Chris?
My question was going to be, so I think just judging by the fact that the Lions waited to see what was going to happen with Chark before making this move shows that this wasn't Brad Holmes' plan A of attack with the X receiver. So do you think then, though, looking at this contract and how it's structured with $3 million guaranteed, $5 million up in incentives, or up to $5 million including the incentives, do you think that Chark was then offered that $5 that he was offered Carolina? Like, where do you look at looking at this deal compared to what you think Chark would have?
I don't know.
Been offered?
I don't know. You can assume that they offered him that, but he is having to get ankle surgery, so that could be something that made Brad Holmes pull out. I mean, pause, Aiden Ross' sister. And so it is something that might have turned him off to the deal, is knowing that he'd have to get that ankle surgery. And that's what happens, man. It's a business. You went out there and you got a guy who can be productive, who can make things happen. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think the best way to look at this as Detroit Lions fans is, one, the production from DJ Chark that there's been plenty of debate about is like, what did he truly offer because he wasn't fully available? Well, actually, in 11 games, he gave you 502 yards, 3 touchdowns. You look at Marvin Jones, and on 10 starts, Played all 16 in 10 starts. He gave the Jacksonville Jaguars, who won the playoffs this year, won a playoff game this year, 529 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, the amount of production that you lost, you technically got right back. And as we know, we did see Marvin Jones here from 2016 to 2020. He's a threat of the deep ball. That was one of his specialties with Matthew Stafford. And it was surprisingly like a lot better than a lot of people want to give it credit for. 36 touchdowns in that amount of time, man. That's nice.
It is nice.
And we saw them do it week in, week out. I'll never forget the one game. I don't know if it was against the Chargers. It was on Christmas it was on Christmas Eve. They did the Rocket dance in the end zone. He was going stupid that game.
Yeah.
So Marvin Jones definitely has that ability. I don't know if it's to the same level as DJ Chark when DJ Chark's healthy, but nonetheless, like that role is fulfilled. Now you turn the question to draft. Because we had receiver there. We were talking JSN.
Yeah.
We were talking Quentin Johnsons. I think yesterday we came to like not a reality, because today's news is obviously changes everything.
Yes.
To like, there's probably going to be a late round wide receiver. Well, I think this stamps and validates that opinion that this is going to be a late round wide receiver that we see this year's class.
Yeah, you see Brad Holmes working. He's filling the holes of veterans on a team that's built from young guys, built from the draft, and then you fill some positions in need with veterans, and looks like, guess what the gaping hole for the Detroit Lions still is? Interior defensive line. So they're drafting Jalen Carter, and
I don't know, man.
you see what Brad Holmes doing. He's going out there, and they still, like, that's not money. That's not making a dent in the money you have left. So there still could be some moves yet to be made by Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions. I'm cool. Like I said, though, I'm cool with it. I was happy to get Marvin Jones. He's a big body, 6'2" guy you could put out there on the outside. And he will complement the young receivers that the Detroit Lions have very well. And I'm excited to see what he can do in his second stint in Detroit.
This guy typically has horrendous takes, but I will give credit where credit's due. Pistons fan in the Woodward Sports chat.
Yeah, why'd you do him like that?
Because we got playful beef and unserious. But Pistons fan in the Woodward Sports chat mentioned that isn't he a University of Cal guy too? And he is. He played there from 2008 to 2011. So maybe a little bit of connection with Jared Goff. Obviously, Jared Goff played well after that. But
yeah.
Maybe that's something there. Listen, it's going to be a productive piece, and like I said, I think this validates the opinion we had yesterday that the wide receiver position is going to be addressed later in the draft. And have no fear to the people that I saw a couple comments already in the Woodward Sports chat that they want the 6'4" guy. Well, Marvin Jones is fair. Is 6 foot. What? 6'2".
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, still take the ball deep, but you still have the draft class. We've been well over the Bryce Wheaton. There's a Rashad guy too. I forget what college he's out of, and then the other dude you're always talking about as well. Like there's some still.
Bryce Ford Wheaton.
Yeah, well, I said him, but there's another guy too.
A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry, yeah, that's a little bit earlier on though. I can't. I just saw his name. It's Rashid or something like that. I forget what college he goes to, but nonetheless, like they're still going to address the position. And given Brad Holmes' credentials, you should probably expect a productive piece or something that you could at least have a little bit of faith in.
For sure.
Because here's the other thing too: is like you don't even have to like a productive piece doesn't necessarily mean a guy that's fucking like killing it, like all touchdowns, all Pro Bowl stuff like that. Like you could have a guy that's just a red zone threat. Remember Jason Fourier, or it was Joseph Fourier.
Yeah.
Like dude never did anything, but in the red zone, he was a threat. Like that was his role.
He's a good dancer.
He was a good dancer too.
So
that's
Tony
very
Scheffler.
true. But that could be, what Brad Holmes is looking for. And the same thing with the tight end room too. Everyone wants the Detroit Lions national media. I'll correct myself. Some people come around too here in Detroit too, but everyone wants a tight end to be addressed. And I don't necessarily think it's a need. If there was a flyer on Darnell Washington in the second round, I'd definitely take it. As early as the second round, I should say. But I don't think that's necessarily a need. But you have guys that aren't all-star players or all-pro players that just fit a certain role. And that's how football works. It's the ultimate team sport.
Yeah.
We just need you to fulfill your role.
And that's what Marvin Jones does. He's shown it already here in Detroit before that he can fit that role, that he can take the top off the defense, that he can be the home run hitter. And you pair that with Jameson Williams, you pair that with Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's looking pretty good for the Detroit Lions wide receiver position now. Obviously, it looked all right, but now you have that core three, that solidified three of who's going to be your 1, 2, 3 next year when you add Marvin Jones. So I like it. Like I said it a couple times already. I like it. I'm not freaking out about it because he is older. He is in the twilight of his career, but he still is a productive player who can go out there and do some things for you, do some things for the offense, can fill the role that was voided when DJ Chark went to Carolina. So it's a good addition. I'm happy to see him back in Detroit because, like I said, he was a fan favorite. He loved the city.
Yeah.
Always talked to I'm pretty sure his
wife started a business here.
Yeah, started a business
Nothing
here.
Bunk Cakes.
Yeah, Nothing Bunk Cakes.
Shout out.
There's one, I think on 16 mile or 15 mile.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm sure he's happy to be back. He posted on Twitter already. He looks excited. So I'm cool with it, man. I'm excited. Now, Brad Holmes can do whatever the fuck he wants
That's
in
what
the
I was
draft.
getting ready to say.
Like Brad Homelander.
Yeah.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. There's no limit to him now. Obviously, defensive or interior defensive line is the biggest position in need, but once he drafts Jalen Carter at 6, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Chris, you have your hand
That's
up?
what I was going to say, too. I remember, like, one of the... Wow, my bad. One of the things I was going to say, though, when we lost DJ Chark, I was disappointed in it because, like, now you're kind of like, you got to press the need to draft a receiver. You have to address that. And they confirmed it themselves, too. But as you said, now they don't. Yeah. They don't have to jump on a first receiver in the first round. Yeah. They don't have to jump on JSN. They don't have to jump on Quentin Johnston. Like, this dude was just fucking crazy. This guy is insane. What were you going to say, though, Chris?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny how it seems like it's all circling back. Remember when the draft process was first starting and Spencer was adamant, Eazy, you were a little less adamant, but we were all kind of in agreement that at least 3 of your first 4 picks need to be defensive players. Yeah. And then we got to that point where we're like, okay, maybe a Bijan Robinson, maybe a quarterback, who knows, whatever. And then Brad Holmes has done such a great job in free agency filling up the defense that we're like, okay, we can go offense. And then now it's like he filled up the offense too, and it's like now it's like we're kind of back to we can go all defense again. We don't necessarily have to, like you guys said, we can do whatever. Brad Holmes can do whatever he wants at this point, but it's funny how it kind of circled all back because to me, I think you now go like 3 to 4 of your first 4 picks being defensive players. Build that cornerback room again, like Spencer said. Address the interior defensive line and maybe something else. But you can do whatever you want now. It's crazy.
And you put it perfectly. Actually, he addressed the offense too because you lost Jamal Williams. Address that with David Montgomery, which is in my opinion. Is an upgrade at the position.
Let me upgrade you.
I say it every show, but I just want to remind everybody else. There might be some new people tuning in. The 4th most broken tackle since being drafted, and that's with the shitty Chicago Bears. Like he has a great offensive. Jamal Williams is a backup running back, got 1,000 yards and broke Barry Sanders' record behind this offensive line. Yes. What the fuck do you think David Montgomery is going to do?
And it's going to be better next year because now you have stability at the right guard spot. Whether it's Big V or Graham Glasgow.
Yep. And if I'm being honest with you guys too, like obviously Big V took the pay cut and he's staying with the team, but I kind of expect Graham Glasgow to possibly take over that spot because those back injuries, you never really know how people will bounce back from that situation. But it's nice, like you said yesterday, to be able to say this again. It's nice to have a competent GM experience for the first time as a Lions fan.
I just have faith in them. It feels like it's not like you're watching Matt Millen or Dan Quinn or any of these guys. Like you're just. Like Brad Holmes makes a move, and you're like, yeah, fucking makes sense. This is something that can happen. Yeah, this is something they needed. And now he's going into a draft where he has 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for next year. Now that they added Marvin Jones, they're Super Bowl contender. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
to be honest, though, the fact that he's like replenishing, I'm not saying this. Well, we do have a segment that we're talking about today. Yeah. We actually have a video of Dan Campbell saying the words himself. Yeah. Maybe we'll jump in that next. But the fact that they're replacing these so fast, either like he's just that competent as a general manager, or they're swinging with the big boys this year.
Could be swinging with the big boys.
Campbell.
It's very cool. It's a very cool idea, but
they'll need some insurance.
They picked up Graham Glasgow to kind of, be some insurance for Big V, just in case he can't play.
Yeah, and if you want some insurance, I got a guy for you. His name's Mark. He's actually sick with it. And it's Mark at SwissINS.com. Make sure you guys help my guy Mark at SwissINS.com, whether it's for personal use, whether it's for business. Mark's big in the business market. Make sure you guys hit him up. That's Mark at SwissINS.com. Send him an email. Ask him how he feels about Marvin Jones. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. Multiple different ways you can play. They have $12 open unlimited play, and they also have private lane reservation for $120. But if you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at fullingwarehouse.com.
Every team should want to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, every year. Said that 2 years ago, of course. But I think we are positioned much better to swing with the big boys this year.
I'm not talking Super Bowl.
JB is.
Dan Campbell's talking Super Bowl.
Damn straight.
JB's talking Super Bowl. Young Chris, I don't know if he's talking Super Bowl, but we're also joined by him. Spit More Racks. I'm Eazy. We are the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com.
5-star
If you guys
review.
haven't already, leave us a 5-star review on all podcast platforms. If you're listening live, make sure you leave a like button. This is the Marvin Jones move. It's not a Super Bowl move. Mm-hmm. It's not, oh, they're going to the Super Bowl. But the action itself, I think, it shows that maybe they think so. I mean, the words came out of Dan Campbell's mouth. I mean, obviously that's the goal every year, like you said.
Yes.
But to be so swift with the replacement, because you know the type of receiver that Marvin Jones is. It is the X wide receiver. It is that role and the offense. And that is what DJ Chark played in a top 5 offense last year. And he wasn't always readily available for it either. Now, hopefully that's the case for Marvin Jones. He stays healthy, but are we allowed to talk like this? Are we premature with this? I feel, is that PTSD? Because you're the stoked not scared guy. Are you ready to talk Super Bowl?
Stoked not scared. Stoked not scared. Stoked not scared. Stoked not scared. It's tough to talk Super Bowl. I'm not going that far. Yeah. Simmer down a little bit. Like I said, my expectations for this next upcoming season for the Detroit Lions is a division championship and a playoff win. So does that make them Super Bowl contenders? Maybe. Sounds like it does. If you win your division, you win a playoff game, you're a contender. I'm not ready to speak in those terms yet because it does sound kind of, I don't know, it sounds a little too far down the road. But the Detroit Lions are in contention next year. When you have the 5th best odds to win the NFC before any of this happened, before any of these free agency signings happen, before the draft happens, you're sitting at the 5th best odds to win the NFC, you got to be considered a Super Bowl contender.
Ready to swing with the big boys.
Ready to swim with the big fish. It's what it is. It's like Dick's on the table for the Lions this year. You have expectations. You have realistic expectations to win your division. You are the betting favorite to win the NFC North. If that gives you a home playoff game, which you will be the favorite in. So that means you're 2 wins away if you win that playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to say they're contenders. You have to. They are swimming with the big fish. This is what happens when you make these moves. This is what happens when you build this team through the draft, add some veteran talent, have a coaching staff, have a GM that look like they are fully capable of doing their jobs to the highest possible outcome. You get put in these waters. I'm not going full JB and saying they're making the Super Bowl. I'm not going Lions Super Bowl winners, nothing like that, but you get hot in the playoffs, anything can happen. Mm-hmm. My expectations for this Lions team, I will say it again, are to win the NFC North and to win a playoff game. I've been saying that for weeks now. And if they come up short, I will be disappointed. If they don't win a playoff game, I will be disappointed. If they don't win the NFC North, I will be disappointed. That is what happens. When you build a team like this, when you get hot at the end of the year and show you can beat anybody, when you miss the playoffs by a Baker Mayfield interception on a year where you started 1-6. I just think Super Bowl talk like that is a little too much. They are in contention for the NFC. I will say that.
So you sound scared, not stoked.
Say whatever you want. You weren't even there when it came up.
Sounds scared, not stoked. That's all I'm saying.
You don't know what it means.
Not scared.
I don't know what it means. What do you mean?
Scared.
Quite obvious. What else could that mean?
About the NFC North is what it means.
The NFC North?
Yes.
I think you sound scared. I mean, I'm a broaden the horizon. We're going to talk about the NFC. Dan Campbell is a guy who's gifted. He's so we listened to a little cut of him yesterday, right at the top of the show.
Yeah.
And it had us damn near ready to run through a wall. And it wasn't even anything like that. He was just speaking facts, talking about guys having an extra year underneath his belt. This team, very young team, by the way. Everyone's still like locked in under contract. A lot of guys that look very, very promising at the young portion of their career. Dan Campbell's able to course and talk them into like becoming competitive throughout the season. Then they've seen that happen. And you watch Hard Knocks last year. He was kind of being honest with the team. He's always been transparent. The same way they are with Jared Goff. And they talk about having transparent conversations about the quarterback position. He's been transparent with like, hey, we have to get there now. We want to compete, but we have to work to get there. And they did so. They followed like his words, and at the end of it, they saw progress. They were rewarded with it. Mm-hmm. The conversation switched now, Spinny. They're talking Super Bowl. They are.
Are you?
Am I talking Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's talking Super Bowl?
You're calling me scared?
Yeah.
You're saying they're Super Bowl contender next year?
I'm not talking about next year, but I'm talking about going forward.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
moving forward, Detroit Lions, no, they are.
Move the goal.
They are.
Are they next year, yes or no?
If Dan Campbell's talking it, yes. A Super Bowl contender?
Yes.
That's all you got to do is get in there to, make it to the dance, and you could swing for it all.
So you're saying they're Super Bowl contender next year?
If they're making the playoffs, yes, they're a Super Bowl contender next year, especially if they're making it as a division winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. That doesn't mean I'm telling you you're going to win a Super Bowl. But this regime, I'm telling if Dan Campbell talked these guys up, built them up to the point where they're one game away from winning the playoffs, and they did their part. Sadly enough, Baker Mayfield sucks balls, and so does Chris because he jinxed them. And Seattle Seahawks blew it all. That
like
conversation
that
switched.
Sister.
The conversation switched, man.
Yeah.
It's Super Bowl now. And they've already been rewarded through his words. He's already showed them he means what he's saying.
Yeah.
And now the conversation's been switched Super Bowl. We brought guys who were contending for Super Bowl previously. I mean, not Cam Sutton, he was the Steelers, but they're still a competent franchise. Obviously, the 49ers in the NFC Championship every single year. Emmanuel Mosley's been a piece of that, part of that.
So you think Jared Goff can get the Lions to the Super Bowl?
Fuck. Yeah, we have that conversation. But you asked, are they contending for the Super Bowl? Yeah, they are. They make it to the dance, especially as division winners. They're contending for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, this place, Detroit, is say what you want. This is supposed to be Hockey Town. There is one of the original six.
It's Hockey Town when they're winning.
When they're winning.
It's a football city.
Exactly.
Detroit is a football city.
Exactly. We heard DJ Chark say it now, which is his favorite place to play, and he said Ford Field. Yeah. We had Marvin Jones come back after, I mean, obviously, I don't know what the situation was with the Jaguars, but I don't know if he was offered to come back. But you have him returning back to Detroit. One, he sees what's happening here. Two, he had good times here, too. Mm-hmm. This place gets to rock, and I'll never forget the Monday Night Football game against the Chicago Bears. Jay Cutler, 6 false starts, because that place was so fucking lit. And it's going to be the same now, too, especially if they win that division and get that home playoff game. Yeah, they're contenders. And, yeah, I believe Dan Campbell when he says it, too, because he's always been real. He's never said that before.
Yeah.
This is new territory. He's always kept it a buck with you. Yeah, we got a little bits to go. We're growing as a team. Now he's talking Super Bowl and swinging with the big boys, with the heavies.
With the heavies.
I just need you to trust me.
I'm bought in.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. JB, are you were selling?
I was selling before all this happened. I was in before it.
Sell it.
So of course I'm gonna be in on it now. Even just adding Marvin Jones. This is, I mean, the deal, 1 year, $3 million, $5 million extra you can add with incentives. So, hey, this doesn't hurt the Lions at all. This just adds another piece. And as you guys just said before, you don't have that pressure on you now at 18 to go and try and take a wide receiver or to do any of that. Of course, they will look at one in the draft, but you don't have that pressure anymore. Brad Holmes can go in this draft and do whatever he wants. He can pick whoever he wants to add to the team just to make better for the future. So, it's a win-win easily.
And then another thing too is like you saw the top 5 offense last year. Like factually, this was a top 5 offense, and it wasn't a top 5 offense in some way. Some offenses are created around dynamic players. This is a top 5 offense based off system.
Yeah,
that's going to return. If it's not top 5, you just know it's going to be a deadly one. I can guarantee you that. And then the defense, which DVOA, I'm not a big DVOA guy, but if I'm going to throw a stat out there to make this look shiny, make this look presentable as a Super Bowl contender, Detroit Lions, finish the season top 10 DVOA.
Yeah, they had the best quarterback. They had the best quarterback rating allowed against for the last 10 games of the year.
And that's a defense that now added Cam Sutton.
Yes.
A defense that added the interception leader,
C.J.
Gardner-Johnson.
Yes.
They got a year 2 Kirby Joseph. Tracy Walker's coming back. Year 2 Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes.
Year 3 Aleem McNeil. They're grabbing somebody in that middle.
Jalen Carter.
That's a conversation we're going to have a little bit later. I don't know if it's Jalen Carter so much anymore, but they're grabbing somebody in that middle.
Yeah.
This is, I think you're allowed to talk contender. I think you are. They took that much big of a step from where they were last year, which was still a playoff team. Now some argue, obviously they could have won playoff. That's all. You can't, you can't guarantee those kind of things. But bro, this team's taken a huge step.
Yeah.
A huge step, and they've maintained themselves as a top 5 offense. If not, maybe even gotten better because I believe David Montgomery can be him, especially with this.
David Montgomery can definitely be him.
Like you look at the 4th most broken tackles, partly probably because of the shitty offensive line and guys are already getting at him like early on.
Yeah.
Well, he's breaking tackles with the big boys. Early on, the first guys hitting you are defensive linemen and linebackers. Like, you got an offensive line that's gonna get you automatically to that second level. Those are the skinny guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys heard me 2 weeks ago. I'm not scared of no skinny guy. If I got a fair chance in every fight with a skinny guy, I'll never be afraid of no skinny guy.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Dave Montgomery's thinking the same damn thing. I'm breaking these tackles from these big ass motherfuckers in the backfield. If I got a full head of steam headed towards a secondary member, get the fuck off me, son.
He runs angry. He does not. He'll run through you. He'll run around you. He'll jump over you. Like, I'm excited to see D-Mont behind that line, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you know what? This is a crazy conversation. I know there's going to be some crazy opinions on it. I'm going to drop the phone number in the Woodward Sports chat. I'm down to take some phone calls. I want to hear both you guys' opinion on Marvin Jones, and I want to hear about Dan Campbell. I guess he is Daniel.
Maybe
Dan
not.
Campbell's
My
comments
dad's name
on
isn't
Super
Daniel.
Bowl. Really?
It's Danny.
Yeah, I guess Dan Campbell's from down south too.
On his birth certificate is Danny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some southern shit.
It is. Danny Ray. As Don Burr in the Woodward Sports chat, though, says, Emmanuel Mosley, 1-year deal. Gardner Johnson, 1-year deal. Marvin Jones, 1-year deal. Brad is building through the draft. It's true. That's what he's doing. He's building through the draft. He's getting these pieces, and then you insulate them with veterans. You plug the holes with veterans so you can go best player available in the draft, bring them in here, bring them into the fold, and then add pieces where you need to by proven commodities in free agency.
You know what's crazy? I know football is like the ultimate team sport. You need a little bit of chemistry to get the job done. But it feels like, maybe this is something you can do every year. Based off, obviously, injuries are key in every single situation. But, if guys that you're filling in or grabbing to insulate the holes, if they're stay healthy, I feel like, this could be a sustained success.
Yeah, and, you're going to have first crack at re-signing these guys.
Exactly.
If Emmanuel Mosley goes out there and balls like he did, 2 years ago, like he did before the injury last year, DJ goes out there and proves that he's not crazy, or whatever. I can't understand the reason that he got a prove it deal. The guy proved it last year that he's a baller.
Yeah.
So if he goes out there and proves whatever it is that he has to prove, which I can't tell you what it is because he proved a lot last year, you could be the first ones to re-sign him. You could be the first ones to re-sign Emmanuel Mosley. Jeff Okudah probably moving on.
Yeah.
They're going to draft the defensive back for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the Woodward Sports chat, or at least somebody. I saw Joey sparking up at somebody thinking about Marvin Jones not making the team. He's not getting cut.
There is no goddamn way possible Marvin Jones does not make this team.
But if you want to cut,
yes,
where's the spot to go?
Obviously, Lady Jane's, man, because you can come into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry. Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros Coast to Joe's. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jumpin' Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm Eazy. That's Spin More Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Chris in the TD booth. JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. Before we went to break, I asked you guys, call in. I want to hear what you guys think of Marvin Jones. I want to hear what you guys think about. I mean, I know we're going to get some crazy motherfuckers calling in, actually, on the Detroit Lions being Super Bowl contenders.
Yes.
I opened the floodgate for crazy motherfuckers calling in. But I'm here for it. JB, do you have some callers?
Oh, yeah, we got some.
Let's go.
All right. Here's Terrell from FL.
Terrell from FL. How you feeling, T?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got a question for you boys.
Yes, sir.
So, I've wanted to ask you this for a little bit now, but since you guys are not really fans of Jared and you would prefer to have him replaced, I want to know what the floor is for him to accomplish this year before you guys will have actual confidence in him and want him to be the leader of our team. What's he got to do?
There's not much he can do. For me, it's at this point, it's a bit of a numbers game. We've spoken it like Jared Goff isn't. You never win because of Jared Goff. He's just kind of the guy with the foot on the pedal at the steering wheel of this offense and this system. I think what he offers you athletically and as like a prospect by himself in a vacuum, there's a lot of other matches to that, and you can find that on a cheaper deal. Is the conversation? I'm more of a believer in the system and Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson and the culture of the team in general. And we've seen this time and time again with the Alex Smiths, the Jimmy Garoppolos. We're not solely dependent on Jared Goff.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's Jared Goff had a fantastic year last year. There's no debate to that. He had a great season, and I predict he's going to have a similar season next year. But if he continues at that pace, if he continues on that track, which he will in the Ben Johnson offense, he's going to want more money than Daniel Jones for sure, because he's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. And so that means he's going to be asking for $45 million a year. And I don't want to pay anybody $45 million a year unless their name is Patrick Mahomes, because you can't build a team around that. And so that's what it is for me.
Yeah, I guess
so basically it's Super Bowl win or nothing, huh?
Yeah, honestly.
Yes.
And if we're being honest too, with Jared Goff, I mean that's the reality of him as a player. That's the reality of the situation with the Rams too. I mean, he made the Super Bowl and they did move on. They upgraded from him and then they won one. It is what it is. It's unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Rams was a different situation. It was a different team. There was injuries. Cooper Kupp was hurt. Offensive line was hurt. They didn't have Von Miller. Didn't have OBJ. I know OBJ got hurt, but
yeah.
I think Stafford had a little better of a shot than he did. But I don't know, man. If he goes on a deep playoff run and they don't lose because of him, maybe they just lose a close game. Like a 19-18 game or something like that. And
yeah, I mean, definitely had a stacked team still. Dominic Sue and
I don't want to pay anybody $45 million though either. I just want to say that.
No, for sure.
That's what it is for me. Like I said, he showed me a lot last year. He did a lot to help his case last year. Taking care of the ball was a huge part of it in the second half of the season. I expect him to have a couple more interceptions, but because you can't expect someone to only throw 7 interceptions in back-to-back seasons. But
yeah.
he had a great
year. If J-Mo's that guy, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If J-Mo's that guy, though, his stats might improve a little.
Maybe. But they could also get worse because he's going to take more deep shots.
Yeah, you gotta be real with you can't. I get Detroit Lions fans have a lot of the PTSD of just not having any success. I haven't seen a playoff win in my lifetime.
Me either.
And I get that Detroit Lions fans don't want to hold on to that. as bad as they want. But if you want to win a Super Bowl, it's just Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl in Baltimore. They moved on from him. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl in Philly. They moved on from him. Carson Wentz was a part of that equation. They moved on from him. Like, you can't be scared for success. You have to want it all. And that's just where I'm at. I want it all. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I'm not a Jared Goff fan.
I'd rather personally be able to sign guys like Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and keep them in town than
for sure
pay a quarterback.
I
not
agree.
even just Jared Goff. Literally any quarterback that's not named Patrick
Right.
Mahomes, pay them $45 million.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, T.
Thanks for calling in, T.
All right. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate the answers. Yep.
Thanks, man. JB, you got anybody else waiting?
Oh yeah, we got a couple more waiting.
All right, let's go.
All right, here is KB for you guys.
It's JB's alter ego.
JB just puts on a wig and picks up the phone.
It's my burner phone.
How you feeling, KB?
What up, though, KB?
Hello?
What's up, man?
Yeah, hi. No, AB, it's not KB.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine. This is one thing that, like, I've never seen this done before, is where usually when a team's building a franchise, right, you have a moment where you say, now the window's open for 3 years. This free agency, what they did, they took a bunch of 1-year deals, a couple 3-year deal with a 2-year out. The window's not open. It's not in a relative sense for 3 years. It's open forever. We don't know when it's going to close because everything's flexible now.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that. I mean, with the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, that was their big thing. Their window's now open, but they have a $45 million on the cap. But the Lions, they don't have that. They have Goff, who they can get out of if he doesn't do good. And everybody's saying that you need to draft a quarterback because if Goff, we're never going to be picking 6 again. If Goff sucks, I hate to break it, we're going to be picking 6 again. So we don't need a quarterback necessarily now. He might not be the future, but we could afford to wait, no?
100%.
Yeah, you look at what the 49ers have done with their quarterback situation. That's why their window has been so large. That's why they've been able to go out mid-season and trade for Christian McCaffrey, go out and bring in these guys to bolster their team to make deep playoff runs, is because they don't have that one guy that they're paying millions and millions and millions. Obviously, Nick Bosa is going to get that, but they don't have a quarterback that they're paying that much money to. And they keep rotating it. They brought in Jimmy G, saw, all right, it's not going to work. We go get Trey Lance. Fortunately, Trey Lance get injured. Brock Purdy's there now. They love Brock Purdy. They still got Trey Lance. They have a lot of options to do and a lot of flexibility. Right now, 2 years, like, I'm good with Jared Goff for the rest of this contract. He proved it to me that he was worth what he's getting paid now. What's that?
I really don't think they should rush to extend them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. They're not. They've like Brad Holmes has told you, and I quite point blank has pretty much told Jared Goff as well. They're having transparent conversations. If they ever did bring anybody in to in the quarterback room, Jared Goff is gonna. Obviously, it's his job right now. No rookie's gonna supplant him from that job, barring injury, and then the rookie just takes over. Which no rookie, in my opinion, in this draft class is gonna take over unless it's a C.J. Stroud or possibly a Bryce Young, and they're not falling to us at 6. This is Jared Goff's job this year, and then next year they're probably. The quarterback position is getting addressed this year. I don't know how early. I don't know how bright of a talent they want, but I just don't see a world where they extend Jared Goff. I really don't. I get he's young, but it would have happened by now. It could have happened by now.
There's no, and with all of Brad Holmes' dealings and what we know about him so far with signing free agents, different. There's nothing that points to him doing something like that for anybody.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna sign Penei Sewell to a crazy deal. You can take that to the bank. But I couldn't see them doing that with Jared Goff.
And again, that's a whole other position too. Like left tackle money isn't quarterback money. Quarterback money alters everything you got going on.
Yeah,
it really does.
Appreciate you calling in.
And
go ahead, man.
Yeah. Oh no, just one more point. Like I'm from Baltimore. I live there now.
Yeah.
I love the Wire.
It's so funny. My whole life, Baltimore has been a model organization where they do everything right. They have the front office, everything. And now the tables have turned. Baltimore is in shambles right now with Lamar's situation. And everybody's looking up at us. Like my brother, who's a Ravens fan, and who's always bashing me, the Lions front office sucks. They have no future ever. He told me this year, he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to start jumping on the Lions bandwagon.
Let's go.
Yeah,
man.
just funny,
if I'm being honest too, like I'm not going to count Baltimore out. I mean, it may take a while for them to get there, for them to find the guy if they have an opportunity to take him when they can. But like
John Harbaugh's a great coach, man.
John Harbaugh's a great coach, but they're also following that philosophy too. Is like I think they've learned through the Flacco process. Is like they don't want to overpay one guy.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl. Flacco moved on from him, right?
With them.
Yes, and they're maybe following that same philosophy when it comes to Lamar, even though he's an MVP. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, but everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's Lamar's fault, it's the Ravens' fault," but who cares? At the end of the day, they both look bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gotta either move on or get it together and come together. I mean, it's just disaster there.
For sure. Appreciate you calling,
man. Brother.
Taking my call. I always listen and give you 5 stars every time. Don't worry.
Let's go.
Thanks, man.
5-star review. Like one. AB's a real one. JB, who else do we got?
I will send you guys Raphael.
Raphael, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on? First time calling.
Appreciate you
What up,
calling,
Raphael?
man.
I discovered y'all a couple months ago on YouTube. And I've been listening to y'all ever since.
Hell yeah,
Let's
appreciate
I'm out
it.
here driving. Yeah, I'm driving all over the road. I'm a truck driver down here in Georgia. Well, what I want to say about the Lions fans need to get used to being and play for a Super Bowl. We're not used to that right now because we haven't been good enough to do so. But I tell you, fans need to start getting used to that because that's what we're gonna be down the road. And as far as the draft goes, they draft Carter and draft Simpson at 18. Get another guard on the offensive line, make the line even better. Lions can probably have a top 5 defense in the NFC, probably about maybe 10 overall. It can be a top 5 defense in the NFC if they get Carter and Simpson at 18.
You're not wrong.
Hey, I'm with you, brother.
You're not wrong.
I'm with you, brother. It's I said top 10. It's a stretch.
You have two.
Brother, they.
I'm talking about top 10 overall.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the season, they finished 4th overall DVOA, the Detroit Lions defense. They 4th overall. They already finished top 10.
Yeah, what I'm saying, look at the teams in the NFC. There's only a couple teams that you can say that's going to be really good on defense. That's Philly and the 49ers. So Lions can have a real good defense right along with those two teams.
Yeah, and we turn the conversation. Appreciate you calling, man. If we turn that conversation a bit to like Super Bowl contenders, like Philly lost a lot.
Yeah.
Philly lost a lot in that defense. And the Detroit Lions just maybe step up in replacement of them.
And Raphael's right. Like fans gotta get ready for this. This isn't something like I understand. My whole lifetime, this has not been something that has been talked about. This is not feeling that you equate with Detroit Lions is success, contention, Super Bowl aspirations, different things like that. But when you have a guy at the top like Brad Holmes who is making all the right moves, pulling all the right strings, obviously it starts with Sheila Ford Hamp. This is what happens. You build through the draft, you get these pieces, you fill the holes with established veteran pieces, and you go out there and you try to win and you contend. It's no more like I understand, win the division first, win a playoff game. Yeah, we need to do that. But that's not the bar anymore. The bar needs to be raised. I understand we need to see it first, we need to feel it first. But if everything they're saying, everything you guys are all saying, we believe in Brad Holmes, we believe in Dan Campbell, then believe that this is different. Believe that this is going to be something. Because I'll tell you right now, I already said it how many times today, they're going to win the division, they're going to win a playoff game this year. That's what you need to be expecting as a Lion fan. Not hoping for, not praying for. That needs to be your expectations for next season.
Tell us about Custom Health.
I will, and then we'll get back to some calls. The lines are popping. But let me tell you about Custom Health Centers, because our very own Ryan Ermanni lost upwards of 18 pounds thanks to Custom Health Centers, and you can do the same. He went from Corey Spaghetti to Corey Maggette, but in all seriousness, he did enlist the help of Custom Health Centers. And you can too. All you have to do is call them at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446. Call Custom Health Centers today and let them help you lose some weight.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. We are the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com from Monday to Friday, 5 through 7. I'm Eazy at Spinmore Rats. Young Chris in the TV booth. JB is in the one. Shut up. On the 1s and 2s, taking your calls. Call in, and then I want to touch on something else before we move on to that one. And of course, leave a like button, 5-star review on podcast platforms. But the Detroit Lions fan base, the last call I mentioned, like we got to get used to winning.
Yeah.
And part of getting used to winning is growing up, maturing. That like, it's the regime. It's the way the Baltimore Ravens, as AB was saying, like always kind of won.
I love the word.
Or Steelers, like we have to get used to it in that sense, to where it's not solely dependent on the tales of Jared Goff. The winning for the 49ers wasn't solely dependent on Alex Smith. Winning for the Green Bay Packers wasn't solely dependent on Brett Favre.
Yeah.
You know, these franchises are capable and able of moving on because they actually have a regime in place that kind of knows what the hell they're doing.
And that's what I'm talking. Like, I have never had these expectations before for the Lions in my entire life. Last year, I predicted the Lions to win 7 games. 2 years ago, I predicted the Lions to win 2 games.
Yeah.
I almost got it too. I was so close.
Last year, I predicted them win 9.
I said 2-14-1.
Easy dominance in this motherfucker.
And they went 3-13-1. They just had to beat the Packers at the end of the year to ruin my perfect prediction.
3-1-3.
But it's something new, man. It is built from the top, and it's built from guys making moves. Like I said, a competent front office where they're making right decisions. The draft picks are working out. They're not signing Trey Flowers to a stupid deal. They're not signing Jamie Collins to stupid deals. They're bringing in guys on 1-year deals to fill out the roster, to provide some oomph, and it's different, man. My dad has. I guarantee you, there's probably 3 people in the chat that have watched the Lions longer than my dad. He's turning 71 years old this year. He looked at me and was like, "Yeah, this is different. I've never seen anything like this before."
Yeah, I think as my guy, I'm salty. I'm sick of the lofty expectations or blink expectations with no results. We've never had these expectations.
Yeah.
We've never had these expectations.
I've never once been like, "Yeah, the Lions could win the NFC this year."
And even then, the expectations last year was, yeah, they could make the playoffs. Yeah, they could win 10 games. I had them set at 9, but we have 9 callers waiting. By the way, JB, who we got next?
I will send you guys. Here's Daryl for you guys.
Let's get it. What up, Daryl?
How you feeling, man?
Hey, good. How you doing, Eazy? Hey, I can't agree with
right?
you more. No. Oh no! Hey, you should. Hey, ask JB about that. He was calling me Darrell earlier, and I got on his ass this morning when I was talking to Adam. But anyway, you hit it around the head with the Chicago game, dude. We were sitting next to each other, and we couldn't hear each other because of that game. That game was awesome. I'm 63 years old, and that blew me away. And my people, and you're right. It's hard for us to get a hold of what's going on right now because this is no longer the Millen, the Mayhew, the Thomas regime. You know, we've got Holmes up there, and we've got somebody that's got some balls, that's got somebody that knows how to run a team, and it's something none of us have really felt before. And we're in the past we're always waiting. Okay, how are they going to mess this up? How are they going to mess this up? I've got confidence, and I can sit back and watch that draft and watch Holmes do his thing, and have confidence in it and say whatever happens, happens. I'm not worried about him screwing this up. And as far as the Jared Goff thing goes, you know, I'm not comparing him with Brady, but as long as he, in my opinion, I'm not comparing him with Brady, mind you, as long as he's on target, he's got weapons. Brady's career yards per pass was 7.4. He had weapons. He hit those weapons. Now, if Goff can do the same thing, he's got weapons. Again, I'm not comparing him to Brady. That's all he's got to do. Take care of the ball. You don't have to have the Matthew Stafford arm throwing it 60 yards down the field. If he can go across the middle and keep that target and keep the ball and not turn it over, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I agree with that to a point. Like, it's nice to have the option of your quarterback to have that 60-yard bomb or to have the escapability if a play breaks down. But to have a guy in there that can hit somebody in stride, to have a guy in there that knows the offense is good, especially now that the defense is looking like it's going to be reliable. Yep. The defense is looking now like it's not going to be letting teams put up 45 on it next year. So now you have something that you could say, okay, if we get in the 20s, we should have a good chance of beating teams. We should have a good chance of beating any team.
Daryl, appreciate you calling, brother.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl.
Thanks, bro. You guys enjoy the show.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and I guess to branch off that too is, I mean, he's 100% right. Like, that's why you see games won with Jared Goff, and that's why it's okay to level up from a guy like that, because it's more of a system thing.
Yeah.
We got guys here. He'll hit them when they're open. You got a fantastic offensive line to keep you clean in your pocket while you're throwing that. People want to brag on the offensive line. He had the least amount of sacks taken last year and started all 17 games, by the way. That's damn good offensive line. JB, who else we got?
I will send you guys Cole. Here's Cole for you guys.
Cole, how you feeling, man?
It was Cole.
What up, guys? Love the show.
Appreciate
what up, man?
You.
Appreciate you calling in, brother.
So I just got a scenario for you guys that I've been getting a lot with my mock drafts. It's got three things to it. So Jalen Carter gets picked by Seattle, which hopefully doesn't happen, but I don't see what's stopping them. 2, we aren't drafting the quarterback at 6. And 3, we can't trade back. Who do you guys want to take?
Give it to me one more time.
No quarterback. Jalen Carter gets taken by the Seahawks, and you can't trade back.
I can't trade back?
Yeah.
I've been in this scenario too in mock drafts, and I took Devon Witherspoon.
Yeah, I'd take Christian Gonzalez.
I've done the same as well.
Yeah. Or, I mean, there's a Tyree Wilson camp there too. I just don't know it's not that I don't think he'll be anything. And Romeo, I feel like we have what Tyree Wilson's going to be in a Romeo car already.
I'm telling you, it would break my heart if the Seahawks took Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest with you guys too, like, well, I always say if I'm being honest, I'm always being honest, but Draymond Jones signed to a big deal there in Seattle in free agency. I can't imagine them investing that amount of money into just the defensive tackle position.
Yeah.
So I really don't think they're taking Jalen Carter because he does have the character stuff, and Pete's. I mean, this sounds fucked up, but the clock is ticking. All right, he probably wants to hurry up and get another one in before,
Pete looks pretty damn good for how old he is,
He does look, for sure.
The key to health is chewing gum angrily, apparently. But appreciate you for calling in, Cole.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You're giving us that nightmare scenario. God damn. Like, honestly, I was talking about with Neil on BD. Like, if the Seahawks take Jalen Carter at 5, I will never forgive Seattle. First of all, they booted us out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And then they take Jalen Carter.
Yeah. That would hurt.
I'll never forgive Seattle.
That would hurt. Who else we got, the JB?
Here, I will send you guys Tom.
What up, though, Tom?
Hey, what up, guys?
What's up? Is this Noah? Is this
Noah,
Lucas?
For sure.
Sounds like
what?
All right.
I wanted to. Oh, sorry, guys. It's Micro Mike, man. What up, guys?
That was a good one.
Damn, Mike, you got us.
You got us. You sound like Mickey Mouse.
Hey, how you like that Marvin Jones Jr. signing, man?
I like it.
I like it because, like, what it represents, man. This team wants to compete. Like, they right away fulfilled the X position. And then, again, we're sitting, like, Brad Holmes isn't forced or pressed to make a move for wide receiver early on in the draft because he already has that thing locked down. And he has a veteran to teach whoever he does bring in. Brad Holmes, this fucking guy, man.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's used the word Super Bowl, Mike, and I really think they plan on contending for a Super Bowl this year. I'm not saying they're going to win one, but they plan on contending for one. What about you?
100%. Yeah, man, I totally agree. I love what they're doing. It is a cheap signing for Marvin Jones Jr. If you look what he did last year, 3 touchdowns, around 500 yards. He had more receptions than DJ Chark itself. It doesn't mean that he's going to replace DJ Chark all the way. You could turn around in the draft and get a wide receiver if you wanted to, a developmental guy in round 5 or 6. But it gives an option for a veteran on the field when the big play needs to happen on third down. I think you can rely on throwing the football to Marvin Jones Jr. He showed that in Detroit. He showed that in Jacksonville, getting that big touchdown to win that game. I think it was a 2-point conversion as well. So you're bringing that veteran to a wide receiver core, and it's just going to make the team better all around. I absolutely dig it.
100%.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Like you said, it is an elderly piece to put in there with all the youngsters in the receiver core, and it is a guy that is familiar with the city, a guy that the fans are familiar with. He spent a majority of his career in Detroit, so I'm excited. I'm excited to have him here. I'm excited to see what he can do, and hopefully he can still pull something out for us.
Mike, I do have a question for you since we have you in line. Now, the Detroit Lions have addressed almost every single need in every position outside of 2 of them that were honestly probably the 2 biggest needs. And it's defensive tackle and linebacker, but more specifically defensive tackle. Have you come around to the Jalen Carter stuff, or where are you at with that one? Because this team looks like it's ready, and I mean that'd be a shiny piece, man.
Look, I've been always the idea. I personally would take Jalen Carter. There's still question marks, absolutely no doubt about it, and I think it's up to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to able to prepare to take a player like that. Do I think they do? I don't think they take him, in all honesty. But personally, I would. Yeah, he's made mistakes. He's a dumb kid. You got to get better that way, but he's still a dominant force upon that defensive line. He did it for Georgia. He was a player that just disrupted everything, and that's exactly what the Lions need. But if they don't go that route, you can look at other defensive tackles. Kalijah Cansey is one of those guys you can look at as well. And you're right. Linebacker is a massive need. They spent a lot of time with Trenton Simpson. I would love that. Jack Campbell is a stud, but he's rising through draft boards. A lot of quality linebackers the Lions can get in late round 1, early round 2, and mid round 2. So I'm with you. I think those are the 2 real big needs, and I think they're going to get those needs, and this team, it's going to be scary, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, contender.
I agree.
When Dan Campbell said they're swimming with the big boys, you agree, Mike?
Oh, you swim with the big boys. They're going to be freaking drowning some of these other big boys. I think the NFC North, everyone talks about the Chicago Bears like they're so great.
No.
Sorry. We didn't have that many holes like they did, and we didn't spend $100 million in 2 linebackers. We got a great offensive line. Our defensive line's about to be finished. The secondary is going to get turnovers like crazy. I think a lot of people don't realize that. Every time we won the game is because we were winning the turnover battle. Correct. So what do? You get C.J. Gardner-Johnson, turnover machine. Mosley, he had a turnover in the one game he had there. Sutton, turnovers. And you still have Kirby Joseph, Mr. Turnover himself. So this team is going to turn the football over, and it's going to give the football back to that offense. And we're going to put up points, man. I think we do win the NFC North. I agree with you. I think we do win a playoff game. Ain't no one want to mess with us. I think we're up there with the Eagles and the 49ers.
I'd agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you at this point, especially. I think the Eagles, you got to remember, too, I know we got to go break here, too. I appreciate you calling, Mike. But
thanks, Mike. Love you, Mike.
Everyone, love you, Mike. Make sure you guys check out Mike. Mike, go ahead and shout your show real quick, actually, before you go.
My show is Alliance Talk by Chat Sports, where we have guests on like Spenwell Rax, who's the GOAT, and Speak Easy, who's the greatest as well. So go ahead and check it out, man. It's a great time.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate
you, Mike.
But in terms of the Eagles being propped up there as still a Super Bowl contender, not just did they lose Jason Hargrove,
they lost a lot,
and I don't know if they brought Cox back. They lost a lot of pieces. T.J. Edwards, C.J. G.J.'s gone. Darius Slade did come back. They did bring back James Bradbury, but
they lost 3 linebackers.
Beyond that, their offensive coordinator,
yeah,
their defensive coordinator. This is a team. I'm not stamping them in as a Super Bowl contender just quite yet.
And we don't know if Nick Sirianni is that guy that can
do that without those
bounce
guys.
Back like that. Yeah. We don't know if he's like a Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay or Bill Belichick or one of those guys that loses coordinators and they're just all right, next guy up.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know, and we're gonna find out. Detroit Lions, we've lost some guys and bounced back. Maybe even gotten better.
Yeah. Maybe.
Defense in particular, Aubrey Pleasant.
Defense got a lot better, man. I'm excited for it, and if you need your defense to get better, there's only one call you got to make, and that's Guardian Alarm. Because Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They'll also give you 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out
right now and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy.
Yeah, you are.
Spin Morex.
Hello.
Young Chris. JB Smooth. We are the Woodward Heavyweights.
5-star review.
Make sure you guys hit that like button. I want to be at 100 likes. We got a lot of people in the chat. It'd be nice to hit 100 likes. We just hit 6 o'clock. Come on, hook us up. If you listen after the live show, though, on a podcast platform like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that, please make sure you leave us a 5-star review. We weren't even on Apple Podcasts until recently, so we're playing a little bit of catch up. We got one more caller, and then I actually want to get into a new conversation about Jalen Carter a little bit because I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Although a lot of signs point to him coming here and everything making sense of him coming here, I don't know if it's going to be the move. But JB, who else we got before we get to that?
We got Ice on the line, so I'll send you Ice.
Ice Spice?
Thought I was feeling you?
Ice, how you feeling?
I can't believe you called me Ice Spice. Oh my God! What up, dope boy?
What's going on, man?
What up, E? What up, Spit?
How you doing, man?
Chilling. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good now.
Pumped up.
Hype for football season. I just need to be football season.
Man, football season can't go fast enough.
Facts.
Amen.
Like, honestly, let me ask y'all this. What is the best thing that they done this offseason?
That's a great question. I'd probably say
for free agency, everything.
Cam Sutton. Even though CJ DJ is a better player, Cam Sutton. Well, CJ DJ is versatile too.
I might say
it's
David
between
Montgomery,
the two.
bro. Honestly.
Oh, David Montgomery's a good one too.
David?
It's you know how great this offseason's been? We can't even decide one.
Yeah, there's so many to pick from.
Every other team can decide one. We've been doing so well, we can't even decide which one. Why? Which one? What do you think it is? And what makes you ask the question?
Like, me personally, I feel like it's CJ Gardner-Johnson. I mean, and Marvin Jones, too, even though it just happened today. But, like, Marvin Jones got history here. You know, his son passed and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Marvin, I mess with Marvin heavy. But CJ Gardner-Johnson, that's why I asked that question.
No, yeah. I agree, Ice.
It's fair. There's a lot to pick from, man. There's
a lot.
And you still got the draft coming.
There's more coming,
yeah,
baby.
There's more coming.
Oh, my God. It's not
All right, I think we're back.
Are we back?
Are we back?
Are we back?
I don't know yet. Either way.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Nothing on this yet.
There we go. All right, we're good. We're good. We're back.
All right. Perfect timing. Only 5 minutes, so I guess I'll just take my sweet ass time like introducing this topic.
Yeah.
The Jalen Carter. I talked about it with Mike, and look at this offseason. We've addressed almost every single need. Cornerback was damn sure need.
Yeah.
Addressed.
Yes, it was.
They addressed
big time.
A possible hole at the guard position with Graham Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone Big V returning as well.
Yes.
Kaminsky's back.
Bugs is back.
Anzalone's back. And Anzalone, who had a good year. Malcolm's going to have a year too. But there's another defensive tackle position that is yet to be addressed. And you could somewhat say that
there's just you need that blue chip. I like Bugs, but he's good depth.
And like, you know what? And maybe I'll find this clip and send to Chris actually during this next commercial break. But like, even Brad Holmes spoke to like growing up and him saying he'd be embarrassed at some things he did at the age 25 or however old Jalen Carter is.
21.
21. Can you do something for me?
He turns 22.
Can you help us win a Super Bowl, homie? 21. But then Dan Campbell comes out yesterday and point blank asked about Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, actually, he wasn't even asked about Jalen Carter.
He just brings him up.
He brought this up on his own fruition.
Yeah.
Do we have this video, Chris? If not,
we do.
Let's roll it.
It's on all our guys back. Look, we got a lot of faith in Alex. That's why we want him back, man. He's a quarterback of our defense, all right? You got Barnes, who's got another year under his belt. You got Rodriguez, who's got another year under his belt. You got Hutch, who's got another year under his belt. You got Lynn McNeil's got another year under his belt, right? We're getting Charles back. We're getting Romeo back. You got Akuda's got another year under his belt. Jerry Jacobs got another year under his belt. We're getting Tracy back. Kirby's getting another year under his belt. All right, we bring in.
Well, it's definitely the wrong clip, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to Chris in time. We're having some audio issues. How about this? Let's go to break real quick. We'll find out which clip for sure, and we'll continue the conversation from there.
Let me tell you guys about Big Boy, because Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy, so catch it while you can. Some favorites during Lent, like the shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and new fish sandwich. Go to your local Big Boy today, and don't forget the all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet on Friday nights. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they beat all the competitors. Buy, Spencer?
$5. Way to make things awkward.
Yeah, I tried. I put the ball at the rim.
Just got to roll with it sometimes.
You can use that $5 to pick up some of their favorites: Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, Swedish Beauty Lotions. All great options. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Y'all know where to go. It's ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Like you talk about Carter, I mean, we talked to a teammate of his the other day, and man, he told us some things we didn't know, that nobody probably would have known. It was like, oh, it's interesting. It's pretty good. So, it's interesting.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
But like, 5-star review podcast, woodwardsports.com. Hi. But like you look at what he's doing, it looks like excited.
I don't know about excited.
Play it again.
Yeah.
Like you talk about Carter. I mean, we talked to a teammate of his the other day, and man, he told us some things we didn't know that nobody probably would have known.
He gets a little excited.
It's pretty good. So it's interesting.
It's interesting. Like he's
that's not excitement.
You think Dan Campbell would talk shit about a prospect openly if it was something bad?
He wasn't talking shit. He just said he heard something that was interesting.
Yeah. You think a teammate would talk shit about another teammate right before they get drafted?
That I don't think is shit talk.
Fuck no, baby.
It's not shit talk.
It was
Spinny.
good, interesting.
No, I don't think it was good, interesting at all.
I do.
I think something slipped. Something that they were told either by Jalen Carter and or his camp, which we're going to meet with Jalen Carter this week. There's one or two things. I'll give you a positive spin on it too. I think we discussed this last night too. But that's a condescending, interesting. That was like when you're in trouble, like,
yeah,
interesting. Like we caught you in something. And only because maybe his camp's putting something out there. Like there's questions out there about Jalen Carter right now. His camp, I'm sure, is sending stuff out there the same way that I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he fell down on draft boards and mock drafts. Next thing you know, there's reports about Kelly Ringo running 20 yards, 25 miles per hour. You're right? Like the agent's putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the agent or whoever, Jalen Carter's camp, put something out there. Oh, he's a good guy, this, and that. Now, in the casual conversation, with a teammate, we hear something that contradicts that.
Yeah.
Which then makes the other news we heard from this camp that's pro Jalen Carter, wants everything good for Jalen Carter because they're literally making money, percentages off of Jalen Carter, his agents, makes it interesting.
You know what Eazy looks like right now? So Jalen Carter said this.
It doesn't look like that at all.
And then Dan Campbell brought this over here.
It's not that at all.
Interestingly enough.
That's how you look.
That is here.
Trying to spin that into a positive thing. That's very much a condescending tone when it's interesting.
I don't know.
That's like when you lie to your mom and she already knows what happened. And she goes, oh, interesting.
Let's just take it one step further. If your girl hits you with that interesting, that tone, that facial flexion, how you feeling?
That is the perfect. Yeah, exactly.
I hope my boy didn't snitch on me.
But that's how you feel, right? You're like, oh shit, because you did something though, right? Like that was a condescending, interesting.
Help me, hell no.
And if we're being honest with you, we're talking about smoke screens, and that's how I'll spin up to this for you. Actually, you want a positive spin on it?
Sure.
They're meeting with Jalen Carter this week.
Yes.
Maybe they're gonna. Maybe the conversation with the teammate and something interesting never even came up. But he's letting it know, he's making it seem like he's setting you up like I already know.
And so you better tell the truth.
Yeah. So when we meet up, I want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Making it easier for him to tell him the truth.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's the positive spin on it. Maybe it's a smokescreen for Dan, you know what I'm saying, mind games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm being real, and I love Dan Campbell. You got everybody loves Dan Campbell. But he isn't Brad Holmes is the cerebral part of this, all right? He's I mean, they're both very much the brains, but Dan Campbell's more so the bronze, the messenger, all that good stuff like that. Like Brad Holmes is the guy that puts up the smoke screens. Brad Holmes is the guy that just says, oh, we're interested in everybody. Brad Holmes, we had to like guys. I'm ready to draft today. That's Brad Holmes. Dan Campbell's the guy crying at the press conference because he can't hold it in. Like he's not the cerebral type to play those mind games. So I think it's a...
Chris, put up a poll.
That's what I was...
Yeah, interesting good or interesting bad?
I think, and hey, maybe you guys will call and get on this one too, but I think this is a bad interesting. But at the same time, though, everything points to him being the pick.
Yeah.
Everything points to him being picked.
Lindsay talked about it could have been when he used his NIL deal to pay for his teammates' lunches. Because his teammate wasn't making any money.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means he's a good guy.
Buying somebody's lunch, you're making millions of dollars and you're buying your boy's lunch. Like that's not like
that. It's better than not buying your boy's lunch when he's hungry and can't afford lunch.
Come on, man. I'm not sold on that as like the good guy. I'm not saying Jalen Carter's
You don't think
a bad guy.
That's not a good move? That's not a cool thing to do?
That's a common thing to do, especially making millions of dollars. I just got a wing company before the show started.
Yeah, it's a common thing to do when you're making millions of dollars.
I'm not making millions of dollars. Like what's it called? It's a Meek Mill bar, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. But like when your dogs are, you can't eat where your dogs are hungry. You know what I'm saying? That's just not a good. Georgia dogs, funny, whatever. I'm not even making that type of parallel, but like. He's just not gonna do that. You're with these guys every single day, day in, day out. You have to it's uncomfortable to be around somebody who's a piece of shit. If you're gonna be a piece of shit, and I'm sure. What the hell's the coach's name is going to deal with that shit either? Buying lunch when you're making millions of dollars is not oh, he's such a good guy. Like it's cool, I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, you sound like you're calling him an asshole for buying his teammate lunch.
I'm not calling him an asshole. I'm just not pretending that's a. And by the way, that's not. Dan Campbell said something that he hasn't heard. Something that's not been public information. And him buying him lunch has been out there already. Yeah. The agents already tried to put that blanket on that fire. Like, it's cool, guys. He bought lunch a few times.
I think it's good, interesting.
He bought $13 lunch. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. $5.
That would be cool.
No, it is.
$5?
Cool. It is cool. It is cool. But I just this is unheard of news. Information is not available, or whatever how Dan Campbell put it.
Yeah,
it's not buying lunch.
It's interesting,
but it could be some positive.
Again, I fucking highly doubt his teammate would go shit talk him to a team that could be in potential area to draft him.
You guys are on crack.
2 months before the draft.
82% of you guys think is a good. That's such a condescending tone. Chris articulated perfect. If your girl said that to you with that inflection in her voice, you're fucking worried. Like, oh fuck, who did I send dick pics to? She found out
What
about.
about? Well, Dan Campbell's not his girl. What if your boss said that to you before your interview? And like, wow, I found out something interesting about him.
It's still the same tone.
I'm still pooping myself.
Yeah, I'm still shitting myself. What do you mean? What's interesting?
He's not like, oh, it's interesting. I don't know.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound bad.
And then again, it's not his teammate shit talking him. It's something coming out on accident in casual conversation, contradicting information they were given previously. That's not shit talking your teammmate. That's just like,
he hasn't met with the Lions yet, though.
No, he's talking about teammate though. I'm not talking about.
Yeah, but like, what information would have been given previously?
Did they meet? Did they talk to the draft combine?
They haven't sat down and met with him yet. Yeah.
But again, I'm not even talking about him specifically. His camp, like NFL's, they're giving information from the agents and giving to everybody else. That's how that whole cycle works. Same way they're sending out, hey, this guy's not an agent. Don't negotiate with them.
Don't negotiate with this guy. He's not an agent.
Same way we get emails about press releases, certain information. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing.
We're big time now.
Big time now. No big.
We got the Lions
big deal. Not all of them though.
No, we got one.
Yeah, we got one. We got one, but it's better than none.
We're in the door, baby.
I'm not being like Marcelo Eazy, bro, harsh as fuck. I delusional. Philip C., how am I the delusional? You know that's a condescending tone. There's no way you think that's not condescending.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad interesting.
That's because you want Jalen Carter with your every soul being.
I do.
If I'm spinning it in a good way, it's him trying to get Carter to open up when they do have the conversation.
78% good, interesting.
Yeah, 78% of you guys are crackheads. I have no problem saying
it. If you disagree with Eazy.
You are. How do you have no emotional intelligence if you hear that and you think it's no offense to you.
Yeah.
I know you just want Jalen Carter. I know that's where you're coming from. And honestly, maybe 78% of you, that's where you guys are coming from too. But that is not a good interesting. You have never heard that fall by anything good. That was such a condescending, the high pitch, like interesting.
It was interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
And he like smiled and laughed about it after.
What the fuck does that mean?
When she laughs after saying interesting.
Why is Dan Campbell fucking Jalen Carter? Like, it's not a girlfriend relationship.
Paranoid. Anybody laughs. It still fits the same suit.
I was laughing yesterday a lot.
That has nothing to do with this. I took a piss last night. Yeah. My mom made shepherd's pie one time.
Shepherd's pie
depends on the day. Like Saturdays?
Saturdays, yeah.
Look, I want, to the people that are getting butthurt in the Woodward, I want Jalen Carter. Like,
who's getting butthurt?
No, there's definitely people getting butthurt. Like, I'm harsh or cold. I don't even know what the hell else. I haven't read any of all of them. But if there's anyone feeling that way, I'm just letting you guys know, point blank, I want Jalen Carter. That doesn't make that a good interesting. We know it. Come on, we can't. Let's be real. That was no way. What do you say, Chris?
Let me give Lions fans the reassuring answer that I believe, and that is that no matter what that interesting meant, I trust Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, this regime to get the right evaluation, like to properly evaluate Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I trust that literally whatever decision they make, if they do pass on him, then I will say, okay, they really do believe what they believe. And it gets me to an interesting question of how do you get these? I'd love to have this conversation.
Is that a bad interesting or a good interesting?
I think personally,
he didn't say interesting. There was no high inflection in his voice. He just said interesting.
But either way, I trust Brad Holmes and this regime, Dan Campbell. I think they're great evaluators of both talent and personnel, especially personnel.
Yeah.
And so I think that I trust whatever they come to, whatever conclusion they come to.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like for everybody that's freaking out the Woodward Sports, they're still going to meet with them. There's still going to be conversations had. Like,
I'm salty. Said I seen Carter kiss a white baby and his mama. So, like, it's out there kissing white babies, bro.
That's interesting.
It's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, there's no way. Like, you guys are a full denial if you heard that and thought it meant something positive. It's just, and even if you meant, again, I'm the way I spin it positive, and I want Jalen Carter.
Sounds like you don't.
Doesn't sound like I don't.
Sounds like you're
I exist in a realm of fucking reality. That's what it sounds like. I exist in reality.
The lives of people that say that don't take that interesting bad.
Yeah.
That means you haven't been through anything.
Smear campaign.
No smear came by me, maybe by Campbell. But again, if I'm spinning it a certain way, it's just him pretending he knows something that Jalen Carter. That way, there's nothing to hide in the interview. Like, that's what I'm taking. That's the positive spin I'm taking. I want Jalen Carter.
No, you don't.
But that was not a good feeling. That was not a good interesting. I don't care. JB, what do you think? Were you able to hear? You're not able to hear, actually.
Oh, no, but I heard the clip earlier today. I think it's a good interesting, actually.
You crackhead motherfuckers.
Yeah, who is paying you, Eazy?
Yeah.
Nobody's paying me, brother. Yeah. But how do you hear that and think that's a good... You've never heard interesting or just that inflection in someone's voice and it was a good thing. Are you...
Wait. Hold on.
You're the man.
You guys are on crack right now.
Hold on. To add on to Chris's point as well, too, when your girl comes up to you and says that interesting, of course, you're automatically going to think something bad. But you have to also look at the facial expressions as well, too.
It's true.
So that shows something.
Pull up facial expressions.
Body
Just
language.
mute it. You hit the, I'm listening to you, but JB, keep talking.
Yeah.
But I just want to see the video. I want to see. Actually, I have a screenshot of the facial expressions.
We already muted it. Yeah, we can't hear it anyway.
I keep talking
saying
about
the audience
Carter,
doesn't hear it. Make sure
we
Buzz
talked
B's.
to a teammate of his
Facial
the other day.
expressions.
And
It's the body language as well.
Pause it.
We
Like,
didn't know.
bro, what facial
That
expression?
nobody probably would have known.
What facial
It was
expression
like,
you talking about,
Interesting.
It's just opening shot, surprising.
Yeah.
Like, hey, found out something interesting.
What does that mean? It's good.
Interesting. It's a good interesting.
How does that mean it's good?
How does it mean it's bad?
How is your
Being
teammate going to
shocked,
sit here and
he said he heard
badmouth
something
you?
interesting. It's an interesting face, not a. It's a good thing face. It's an interesting face.
It's
Is it
an
a bad thing
interesting
face
good.
then?
No, it's a bad thing. Inflection in his voice. Yes, the high.
So
interesting.
it for sure is a bad thing, but there's no chance it could be a good thing.
Not bad meaning
there's
bad,
no.
but
In
bad
my
meaning good.
opinion, my personal opinion, my professional opinion. No.
Your professional opinion?
My
What, are you a
professional
psychiatrist
opinion.
now?
No, I've worked sales, I've worked management, and I have good emotional. I have a good emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
I do. That unless he's playing card games, which
The man
he
has a
doesn't
good poker
doesn't
face.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dan Campbell has a good poker face. We saw him cry. All right, if he had a good poker face, he wouldn't be fucking crying at the podium. Can we?
He's
true.
an
He's an
emotional
emotional
poker
guy,
player.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like you don't like the way we're saying it now.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
with
never
you,
said
Eazy.
that, and that meant
really
a good
am.
thing. Yes.
Interesting.
Spinny knows too. But I get where he's coming from. He's trying.
It's interesting.
He's gonna try and talk into existence. But here's the good spin.
It's gonna
on it.
happen.
You want to hear the good news? They're still gonna meet with Jalen Carter.
They're still gonna
Jalen Carter still has every opportunity to impress and change their mind or maybe make light of or give some context behind that interesting statement made by a teammate. That's all I'm saying. What?
Nothing. I don't even want to read it.
Read it.
Hat and beard in the Woodward Sports chat. Watch Carter as a MAGA bro. Interesting.
Drafted.
All right, we got to go on a break. Let me tell you guys
Oh,
about SMA
man.
or the Sports Marketing Agency, because the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots, he scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry. Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Can't get enough enough Woodward sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
All right, can we find a way to fix it to where we can hear the audio in our headphones? Do we know why that's not a thing right now?
No.
No, there's no way to fix that.
I think it's some type of issue with the headphones, like our own input.
Well, leave your thing unmuted. I want to hear this.
No.
I want no.
Just heard it 5
we're
times.
Diving. It's all right. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna hear it 6 times. Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights.
That's
LiveWoodSports.com. 5 to 7.
One word.
Make sure you guys hit the like button. There's new discovery here. There's new information.
Not new discovery. It was in the chat, but you were just blind calling people crackheads and you didn't read it.
Let's hear it again. Let's play one. There's a new statement in here.
It's not a new. It's the same video. There's no new statement.
Shut up.
One more.
There's no new fucking statement. It's the same video.
You want to mute your laptop so we hear it, please?
Yeah, let me find it.
His the other day, and
just because you didn't listen to the chat,
we didn't know.
You're calling people
That
crackheads.
Nobody probably would have known. It was like, oh,
Can you unmute?
I've got to find the fucking video, bro. Relax.
Not the video, your computer.
Yeah, Oh, you didn't listen to us talk. Here we go.
Thanks for nothing. It's cool. I got it. I got it, Spinny. I got it. Interesting. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
There's newfound information.
It's not newfound information. It's the same video.
It is the same video, Spinny. But did you bring up that he said pretty good?
A lot of people did in the chat.
Did you bring it up?
No.
Okay, so we heard it again.
Calling people
and then we heard
crackheads.
it, and then now it's new information.
Why don't you listen to the people in the chat?
Because I'm doing a fucking show and I'm not reading comments, Spencer.
You're
That's
calling
why.
them crackheads though, and you're reading the
They are
comments and them
fucking
yelling at
crackheads.
you.
If you heard that interesting and inflection and you thought it was a good thing, you are absolutely a fucking crackhead.
He said pretty good.
He did. That's new information, buddy. That's why we played the video again.
I don't know. It's the same video.
Reiterate it. It is the same video. But we heard a new word, didn't we?
No.
Because you didn't hear it during the last thing. You didn't bring it up
I couldn't
once.
hear the video at all.
So stop being fucking stubborn.
I couldn't hear the video at all.
Yeah, and then we heard it again during the break. You played it, and then you heard him say pretty good. And then you're like, oh, he said pretty good.
They said it in the chat. I saw him say it in the chat a couple times.
But we just heard, but new to us, right?
No, I saw it in the chat.
Okay. All right. I can't. Drive.
Drive where?
Drive.
Drive
This
where?
show.
Where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going?
You're driving. You tell us.
I don't know. What do you got on the list? You're being a real bitch.
You're being a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You're being a stubborn bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're being a pussy.
You're being a pussy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good one. I know you are, but what am I? That's your defense?
Drive, bub.
Yeah, okay. Isiah Thomas. Let's talk about that. We're going to talk about Pistons basketball. Isiah Thomas, Chris, you put this in the chat, or did JB put it in the Woodward, or in the group chat about Isiah
JB
Thomas
did, but I seen it.
talking about Michael Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
So what did he say exactly?
Hold on, let me pull it up here.
It was along the lines of basically he was asked about the Jordan relationship and will they ever repair it, and Isiah Thomas said, well, MJ took it public and publicly bashed me, so if we want to fix this relationship it has to also be in the public, not privately. And he referenced him repairing his relationship with Magic.
With Magic or with Michael Jordan?
With Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because they've had the feuds. It's been reported that Michael Jordan is the reason Isiah Thomas wasn't on the Dream Team.
Yep.
Obviously, everybody knows about the handshake situation that didn't happen when the Pistons walked off the court. So how do you feel about that? Do you think they should reconsider? They should reconcile? And that MJ should apologize to Isiah Thomas?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 110%. No, as a basketball fan, you'd love to see these two just bury the hatchet. At this point, it's way past their playing days. It's way past even the debate, the time to debate them. Everybody knows Isaiah's place in NBA history. Everybody knows Jordan's place in NBA history. There's nothing to argue anymore. Just settle it.
Yeah.
There's no reason, especially, the Chicago connection. There's always just going to be that underlying tension and a little bit of envy on both sides because Isaiah is obviously a Chicago-born man and Jordan obviously took over Chicago.
Yes, he did.
So there's always going to be that dynamic, and why I think it's probably not going to be ever fixed. But for basketball's sakes, man, I'd love to see it. And Jordan, come on, man, just say it. Just say Isaiah deserves to be on that Dream Team, please.
Just
come
say
on. We
it's
know
your
it.
fault.
We know it.
He's arguably the second best point guard of all time. He deserved to be on the Dream Team. and you took it away from him because you were too stubborn, because he didn't shake your hand after you guys won. That's a pussy move.
Yeah.
Is that not? Like, that's a bitch move.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And on top, I didn't even think about the Chicago connection to it, to where Zeke is from Chicago. He went to Indiana. Jordan takes over Chicago, and he kind of throws some shade at Zeke. On top of that, Woodward Sports has our own connection to it. Because Isiah Thomas has said that Terry Foster is the reason they didn't shake hands with the Bulls after that. Isiah Thomas has thrown T-Foss under the bridge for that. And, you know, it is what it is.
I love T-Foss, and I hope there's another fall guy to repair this relationship. But at this point, come on, man, just patch it up.
Yeah, it's over. It's old news. These guys, Jordan is obviously, he's the ultimate competitor. You hear things about him making up bulletin board material from other people, making up things that other people said about him or his team so he can go out there and perform that night. Like, that's psychotic shit. Like, if you got to go out there and be, oh, he was talking shit, and everybody's like, bro, no, I wasn't. Like, what are you talking about? I said, no, I heard you say that shit. And then you got to go out there and ball against him. It's pretty wild.
Dude,
but
taking all of the security guards' money,
yes, yeah,
like, that's psychotic.
The Key and Peele skit where he's like, I can't. He's like, give me your pants. He like, takes his pants. He's like, nah, Michael, I really can't. I gotta stop. He's like, no, 400,000. He like wins once. The security guard gets pissed off. That's just Jordan being the psycho competitor that he is.
Yeah,
I believe he should apologize to Zeke.
Yeah,
I believe it in my heart.
Pass.
He should. Pass?
Yeah, y'all gotta let this shit go. Like,
really?
Isaiah's gotta chill out about this. As Chris said, you guys are both beyond your prime right now. Just let it go. It was a long time ago. Ease your shit off. You know Jordan's a hard ass anyway. He's not gonna apologize. He's never gonna do this.
No.
We already know he's not gonna do this. So you two are just gonna go down in history as never being able to squash beef or be able to talk to each other. Come on, just let this shit go.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
slide.
it's not like they were friends in the first place. Like, they just... They're obviously both, the Chicago connection is important. They are both great players. And Michael Jordan, rightfully so, hated the Pistons because they used to kick the shit out of him. Literally. Like, literally, they'd kick the shit out of him.
He just had to toughen up. That's all that is. That's
it's like his villain origin
though.
story. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It is a lot. I do think Zeke's taking it a little too far, but I would be pissed if I wasn't on the Dream Team, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me he didn't deserve to be on the Dream Team? Come on.
Yeah. That's my problem, is like the Dream Team is such an... You don't even have to be friends with Isiah Thomas. I'm not saying MJ and Isiah need to hang out all the time and do a Instagram photo out with the caption like, you know, blood is thicker than water or something like that. Like, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to squash beef like the rappers do and post a pic together. I just need you to admit that Isiah deserved to be on the Dream Team, because the Dream Team is so iconic in not just NBA but just basketball history in general. And so, like, with that being as important as it is, both culturally and just to the sport in general, I think you need that part. I want to be rectified. Everything else, I don't care about. Again, I get it, the Chicago thing, the competitive nature of Jordan. I get why they're not friends, and they don't have to be friends, but just at least admit the Dream Team part. That's it.
And also, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna add, like, hey, as long as Isiah knows that he should have been on that Dream Team and knows that, you know, he played to that level, that's all he needs to know. That's all he needs to know.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, exactly. Because Deion said it best himself too. Why are you explaining yourself to fools? Just allow them to be fools.
Yeah.
And continue on with your day.
Prime
that's
time
all you got to
quote.
do. Just
It's
prime.
true. That's prime time. And it's, man, I don't know. I also feel like this is kind of the thing you hear about why people don't like the NBA now, is they're like, oh, it's too buddy-buddy. There's too much friendly shit. Oh, they're all friends. Nobody hates each other. These guys hate each other. Like, Michael Jordan and Isiah Thomas hate each other. And the mutual respect should be there, and they should at least break bread, or he should have, because he went out on, that was Isaiah's thing, is he went on national TV and called him a jackass. And I'm sure not being a part of the Dream Team is a bigger part of it. So you can go on national TV and apologize to him.
Yeah.
But he'll never do that.
Yeah. And this actually correlates to that Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, when, I don't know if you saw that quote from Devin Booker when he said, no, like, we hate those guys.
Yes.
It was after the fight like a month ago, or not the fight, but the little skirmish at the end of the game in Dallas, Where Devin Booker's like, no, like you guys say all the time, you want us to be buddy, and the one time we're not, you guys are questioning our sportsmanship and telling us to grow up. So pick a side of it. And my side of it is, I love these players hating each other while they're playing basketball, but afterwards, break bread, keep the mutual respect. You can even do the Kevin Garnett, like what he does with LeBron James. He said it many times. He's like, we got mutual respect when we see each other. It's what's up, but it's not how's your family. It's no dap up. It's none of that.
Yeah.
It's just mutual respect, and we go our separate ways. And that's all I'm looking for here. That's all I'm looking for.
That's why I don't really care about that. A lot of people bring that up and they like put like, oh, these guys are so friendly.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. It's not like they're out there being like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna let you win this one because we're friends. Oh, I'm gonna let you get this bucket over me because we're friends. Oh, you can dunk on me. It's all right. We're friends. Like,
you can have this rebound.
Yeah. Like, oh, you need it. Okay, here you go. Oh, you want to win the chip? It's all right. I'm just, man, I don't really care about it that much. It does bring a little bit more element to it when you know guys actually hate each other. Like when the Warriors go up against Memphis, you're like, they don't fucking like each other, so they're gonna go at it. You know, like you said, Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns don't like the Dallas Mavericks, so they're gonna go at it. It's like they don't like each other.
Did you see the side note? Did you see the clip of Herb Jones and Draymond Green from last night?
No.
That was great.
No,
so
what did he say?
Draymond Green is like just talking Herb Jones' ear off, like, and it's a dead ball. And Herb Jones just keeps trying to tell him, yo, bro, like Steve Kerr's subbing you out. Like Steve Kerr's subbing you out. And he looks up and he's so pissed. He sees Steve Kerr taking him out. He's like, damn. Because he was just talking all this shit and Herb Jones isn't even listening, just like, bro, look, they're taking you out the game. Like, get out the game. Stop talking.
Draymond keeps doing that shit, and he's getting suspended now in every single, because he has the over the 17 technical fouls or whatever it is. So now he just keeps getting suspended. Like, I mean, I love Draymond, but like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like you're going out there and you're yelling at these 20-year-olds, and then you just miss a game. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but. Hey man, it is what it is.
We've all played those people at like the Y or wherever we're hooping. Yeah. Those older guys are just like, shit. All right, shut up.
Oh, dude, my friend, I had to swing on some kid because my roommate got like, there was like 3 people, and he like turned around. And he was that guy that's gonna fucking talk shit and chirp and shit, and he fouled this guy really hard. I was like, bro, come on, it's like, let's pick up basketball. You don't gotta be fouling like that. He whacked him on the arms. And then my boy started fucking turning around and chirping at him, and another guy pushed him. So I pushed this dude. He fell pretty hard, and his glasses went flying. And so this other dude swung on me. I ducked his shit and swung on him. But I was like, dude, like, I'm not trying to go to bat for you for a fucking pickup game. Like, it's really not that serious.
It's not. I got threatened to be stabbed one time at a game. Yeah. I was just chilling at a court outside. We were playing, and I was talking shit. And he was a little guy, because I'm just, I'm the tall, scrawny guy. So like when I get a little guy on me, it's just like I'll talk that shit. I'll just turn around, shoot over him, nothing. It's like Kristaps Porzingis on Patrick Beverly every time. Just turn around. Except I make them.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Well, let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. You can get a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card and get use of amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,000 gyms worldwide. So make sure you tap in store, or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goffs, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the stream. If you're listening on audio platform, make sure you leave that 5-star review. He is Speak Easy Sports. We got Chris Platty in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos, and I am Spencer Raxter. So we wanted to talk about this as well. We're going to get back in the Lions because that's all you guys care about. That's all you want to hear. We wanted to power rank the Detroit Lions roster pre-draft because obviously they're still going to make some moves. They're still going to have some guys to bring in, some important pieces, even though when we power ranked them last year, I don't like putting rookies in the power ranking because I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to be. But right now we can power rank it. And this is off the top. This is off the top of the head, off the dome piece. Should we just do top 5? Should we do top 10?
I didn't even make a list, to be honest with you.
I didn't either.
I want to do it because when we did this last year before the season started, you refused to put rookies in there.
I did.
But it's like I'm saying, like projections.
Mm-hmm.
Same way you make these projections when you're saying Jalen Carter's gonna be a sick ass guy. Like, you're allowed to make projections, Spinny. That's what we do here. All right, be brave.
I'm not putting rookies in my
have some balls
in my power rankings. I'm not putting a guy who has
but you don't
played
think
in
like,
the NFL.
So
in my power
Aiden Hutchinson ended up being like top 10 player on the Detroit Lions roster this season, right?
For sure.
So have some fucking nuts. If you think it's gonna happen,
I'm not gonna do it.
Put him on the table
until I see him play an NFL game. I'm not gonna put him.
It's
in the
projections, though.
Yeah, and I'm not ready to project a guy that I haven't seen play a game.
That's well, you're projecting Jalen Carter to be a beast.
I'm not going to put him in my power rankings if the line draft him.
Why?
I thought Aiden Hutchinson was going to be good too.
It's an end of season projection.
It's the beginning of the season.
Are they on the
season
team?
hasn't even started yet.
But you're projecting who's going to be top 10, right?
Yeah.
So you could put a rookie in there if you think a rookie's going to have a good season.
You can do that. I personally am not going to.
Stoke not scared.
Yeah.
You don't live it, man.
Yeah, because I don't want to.
A lot more scared than Stoke.
Fudge
lately.
these guys' stats because I haven't seen them play a game in the NFL yet, and anything can happen.
It's not fudging his stats. It's just, if you think a guy's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like I thought Malcolm was going to be good.
Yeah.
I went out there. I said, this kid's going to be fucking sick. A lot of people. Same people think I'm crazy for whatever reason. Again, Swamp Text, call in, brother. Lines are open. But same people think I'm crazy when I say something else. So guess what happened? Malcolm
good.
ended up being pretty fucking good.
For sure. And I thought he was going to be good too. I thought Aiden Hutchinson was going to be good. I thought Jameson Williams was going to be good.
Put him in the power rankings. Put your nuts on the table.
I'm good. You can put him in yours. I won't put him in mine.
I mean, you're just playing scared.
Yeah, maybe I am.
They're end of season projections, man.
Yeah, I know. And I haven't seen him play a game yet in the NFL.
That's pussy shit, dog.
Yeah, for sure. It's bitch shit.
It is bitch shit for sure. I did it on purpose, by the way.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I'm gonna pout now.
I didn't pout. I asked you to speak, and then you sat there and didn't talk, and then you moved it to Isiah Thomas. This is content. We're allowed to fight on there. It's good. The difference in this situation, the last one.
You just did.
No, that's not what I just did.
Yeah.
Literally, the difference in this situation, the last one, I said spinny drive. That's the difference. That means like you talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say whatever the fuck you want. There's a microphone in front of your face.
Yeah.
That's not what you just did. Was not the same situation. I passed the rock to you, and then you did this. Before last time, I passed the rock to you. And you said, "Let's talk Isiah Thomas."
Drive. I said, "Drive what?" You said, "Drive."
Like you don't fucking know what that means.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what we were going to talk about, but it's all right.
Didn't talk about whatever. You could have kept talking about the interesting thing.
I didn't want to talk about the interesting thing for 2 segments. That's not interesting.
Interesting. I'm down to talk about it. I mean, because it's more than just.
Want to.
Well, I will either you, but I want to hear from the crackheads too, if they want to. I more so want to hear from crackhead Swamp Attacks, who whatever shit he's coming off of. I definitely want to hear that.
Swamp Attacks. What are you even talking?
That's his name in the chat. Crackhead Swamp Attacks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
he came out of the woodworks when he heard crackhead. He's like, "You talking about me?"
Yeah. And by the way, pouts every time I lose an argument. I don't think I lost an argument. I still think
there wasn't even an
still
argument.
have my opinion. Yeah, there was no argument. There's no fucking for certain. We don't know what the fucking truth is.
Yeah.
So how can you say one's a loss or for sure? I'm just used to winning. So I'm confident what the fuck my opinion is. Okay, I'm in front of this microphone. You're not probably because you fucking think that was a good thing. I don't know. Spinny thinks it's a good thing, but I know where Spinny's come from.
I do
Spinny
think
had
it's
a
a good
conversation, and that was a little bit for radio.
Pretty good.
With Break a Fourth Wall, because we had the same conversation last night.
Yeah.
But the pretty good was the new part of it.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't catch it. I don't think you caught it.
It was in the chat a couple times.
It was in the chat, but you didn't catch it until you listened to the breaking. Oh, he said pretty good. And I was like, oh, that does change things.
No, I was
and then
looking
we talked
at the
about
chat,
Thomas.
but you were yelling at crackheads.
Yeah, I was yelling at crackheads. But no, you
Stay
still could
off
talk.
the
You have a
weed.
microphone. You still allowed to talk.
Yeah.
So you didn't say it.
All right. Move
What?
on.
I'm not moving. I'm talking.
Yeah,
What do you want?
It doesn't matter
Well, that's what
anymore.
I'm saying. That's why I want to talk about. If you want to talk about something else, talk about something else. That's why it's a drive.
Keep talking then.
Well, you said move on. So I'm saying, like, what do you want to talk about now then?
Bro, I don't.
What do you?
The power rankings that I introed the segment into.
Yeah. Okay.
That you just flipped off of and started talking about interesting again.
Because we can talk about whatever.
Okay, then talk.
Well, you said to move on. So respectfully for you, to move on. Tell me your top 10 power rankings then.
Okay. I asked you what I'm going to do top 5. I introed the segment, I asked you what yours was, and you brought it in interesting. I'm going to do the top 5.
Well, I told you to make a list. That's why.
Neither did I.
Okay.
So, top 5 right now.
When at first I started
for the
with you
end
not
of
putting
next
rookies on
season,
your
I'm
list,
going to
by
go
the way.
Aiden Hutchinson. He's number 1.
Mhm.
Because I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I think he's going to be, I said 13.5 sacks is what he's going to be at. I expect him to be at that. Number 2, Penei Sewell. Because I think he's going to take another step forward in his development. He is going to be a guy out there that is just a monster, moving people around. Number 3.
Can I ask something real quick? With offensive linemen, what is like a next step for? Because he's already pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, is there like, what is the next step for Penei Sewell? He made the Pro Bowl this year. We already, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the next step? Well, yeah, but the other guys went to the Super Bowl. You're right.
Turning into a guy like a Lane Johnson. Like a guy that does not allow a pressure. A guy that goes out there and make, like, yeah, he was great next year. I expect him to eventually make the step to be all-pro caliber. He was not an all-pro tackle last year. That would be the next step.
That's fair. I'm trying to think. Yeah, All Pro gets tight. I don't even know who did that. Cause there's so many. Because that's another thing. I can't actually say that about All Pro. All Pro is like you had a dog ass season. But I feel like some guys get like slotted in the All Pro spot where they're like just stuck there just because of like have been an All Pro in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, well, I guess I'm thinking, nah.
I don't think so.
I don't want to say that. You're right, because Gardner Johnson, not Gardner Johnson, but Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce was All
First
Pro this
team
year.
All-Pro.
First team All Pro.
As a rookie.
Very first year in the league.
It's crazy.
Do you feel like that top 10, like the final, like this guy's for sure number 1? Do you think that's like crumbling a little bit? Or obviously, do you think Sauce is now, actually?
What do you mean?
Like, so before this year, and Sauce obviously emerged to like solve the riddle, possibly. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's still up for debate, but like.
Oh, like positional value?
No, not positional value, but who was number 1? Like, was it Ramsey? Like, all right, take Sauce out of the equation. Who was the best corner in the league?
Oh, you're talking cornerbacks.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm saying like I feel like in the past, Darrell Revis was for sure the best cornerback.
Yeah.
For a while there, Jalen Ramsey was for sure the best cornerback.
Mhm.
I'm saying like this past year, I don't know that there was a for sure best cornerback. You know,
Sauce was for sure the best cornerback.
but I'm saying take him out of the equation. Who was it? Right? It gets like little
After him?
Yeah.
Because it was definitely him.
Yeah.
Then Patrick Surtain was up there. He was putting clamps on people.
Yeah. But don't you feel like a maybe? Like
I put him up there. Jalen Ramsey's still up there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. After you, like, Sauce was by far the best cornerback.
Yeah.
And then after that, if you want to talk about 2 or 3, then it's up for debate for sure. But he was number 1.
Yeah.
He was number 1.
He was number 1.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you hear? I know this is like way off topic, but I don't have a list prepared to speak on or argue. But that's what I'm going. What up, Chris?
A name I want to throw on my top 5, and I'll have one too tomorrow if anyone cares. But David Montgomery, I think he's gonna absolutely eat in this Lions offense.
I agree. If he stays healthy, he could be. He's gonna have a better year than Jamal. Like
exactly.
If he's a better player.
Oh yeah.
And if he stays healthy, he can definitely put up better numbers.
Was Jamal top 5 for you last year?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
That's why, like, I mean, David is an upgrade because like,
exactly.
we're making projections, and
Mhm.
for sure. David
Who
Montgomery
in
definitely
the
top
back
5.
end of that defense?
It would be number 1 or top or like top 5.
Who would be
Or
in your
same
top
thing, I
5?
guess.
Yeah.
I feel like you almost have to go CJ just because like he played a similar role already in the
Mhm.
New Orleans defense, and I Cam Son probably a second, but just like there's already familiarity within that scheme with CJ
And with him and AG.
Yeah, and plus he's already just did it. Like you talked about, we always talk about like this like a proven year for him. Like he's already proven.
Didn't you said Kirby Joseph could be
Yeah.
a Pro Bowler though?
I know. But then shit's changed. I mean, even he could be. That's the other part too. I don't really know. I don't know how this shit's gonna work out. Like, I don't know if we got break to go to, but like, it's weird. I feel like when we grabbed Cam Sutton, he was able to. I already said he's gonna unlock Kirby.
Yeah.
But now we have CJ GJ. So it's like, who's, because there's one guy's gonna roam is what I'm thinking of this defense. Because they're all playmakers back there. But who is it? Because Kirby showed the ability to be out there roaming. He's gonna cause turnovers and shit like that.
Yeah.
But obviously CJ GJ is more vetted in doing so too. We could.
I think they're gonna let Kirby play center field.
But then, well, why? You know, because CJ GJ could play center field
nickel,
too.
Though.
Yeah, you're right.
You brought him in to be the slot guy, the nickel guy.
But that nickel spot is that the little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not free safety.
Yeah.
Like Kirby Joseph is the free safety.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
He's gonna be playing center field.
I agree. Like, I'm cool with that. I should say. Like, I wouldn't be that confused if that was the situation. But tell us about Planet Fitness.
I did already.
You did?
Yeah. It's Alta.
650.
Tell them
We're
about
all
Alta.
done.
Alta.
At Alta Equipment.
Uptime.
Matters. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to build the shrine of Jared Goff, Spinny, myself in your backyard. Just make sure you hit up Alta Rent. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm boy Eazy Joe, my guy Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
Young Chris, JB Smooth. Hit the like button, 5-star review on all podcast platforms. Andrew Frey in the Woodward Sports chat says CJ GJ Walker. I don't know so much about Walker, but CJ GJ, I'll replace that with Sutton and Kirby. Can all play single high, line up in the slot, and lay it in the box. And he put rotation. That was just the one question I had because I don't like in terms of just a single high guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the rotation idea just because I want the guy that's at that spot to like learn the tendencies throughout the game, who's doing what.
Yeah.
Versus like if that was, and I don't know if he's saying that, but if that was rotating, I feel like that's not, you don't get that feel. You know what I'm saying? Like in the game. Like every time he does this, he's looking for this guy. You know, I don't know.
You think they'll run 4-2-5?
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, for sure.
They have to, right?
Yeah, unless.
Like you can put Tracy in the box.
Yeah, I think Tracy's in the box. That's to say, I don't think Tracy's a single high guy, just because you know Tracy can crack him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's part of the reason he got that contract. Like Tracy go down there and bust him. And Deshaun Elliott filled that role very, very well for him at one point during last year's season. But yeah, I think that's his role, right in the box, like an extra linebacker. Like that'd be like your third linebacker a little bit. Tracy, Sutton in coverage as an outside guy. That's the thing though too. You watch like Sutton, like his highlights. The Lions, Detroit Lions, right? That signed him. They put a highlight video on him. A lot of the highlights, I feel like he was in the nickel spot.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. He's going to be there in the outside.
He's playing outside for sure.
Yeah.
Whether he likes it or not.
Yeah. And Mosley or Kuda.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to Dan Campbell yesterday. Though,
what about Jerry
like,
Jacobs?
Oh, my God. That's the other part. Yeah. And Jerry's good.
Jerry is good.
Like, he might beat out Hefe. I'm not saying that he will.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be surprised.
He could.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wouldn't like. I mean, I guess, yeah, initially I'd be surprised if Mosley gets beat out. Not off rip, just because of OTAs. Like you saw Dan Campbell crossing his fingers, hoping he's there for OTAs or the beginning of the season, he was saying. That's fucking crazy. But, if he's not, like, I could see a world where Jerry beats out Jeff, but I'm also not discounting Jeff. Like, I know a lot of people in the Lions fan bases want to like shit on Jeff because it's the low hanging fruit and easy thing to do, but
Yeah.
dude proved you at
He
moments
made a
last
mock
year.
draft with Will Anderson. I would shit on him too.
Who?
Jeff.
Oh no, not
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Jeff.
I know.
Jesus. Hey, I took Will Anderson.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's not gonna be there.
Yeah, no, he's not. And he fell to me.
Yeah,
I can't
I
just
know,
not
yeah.
take him.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the other thing too, is like the mock drafts, like shit like that happens, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to gauge these linebackers because all these linebackers like Trenton Simpson, they're all in the second round when you do
There's
these mock
probably
drafts.
going to be 2 linebackers in the first round, and it's probably going to be Trenton Simpson and Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell over Drew Sanders.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I really don't.
PFF does some wild shit too.
That's the other part too. I know tomorrow morning Woodward's they're going to do like the NFC North landscape, like a little bit of like their mock drafts.
Mm-hmm.
I know a little
Damn,
bit.
spoilers.
Oh, well, they already said it today.
Yeah, we already announced it today anyway.
Oh, JB, we.
Yeah.
No longer just
Yeah, he
exclusive
doesn't
heavyweight guy.
He doesn't say we with the heavyweights.
Yeah, well, no big deal. No, I'm just kidding.
It's messed up.
Yeah, dog. What the fuck?
Forgot where he came
interesting.
from.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, JB.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the hell I was saying.
The NFC North landscape or something.
Oh, like I know ours to like say like what team would need a linebacker.
Yeah.
But like across the league, outside like the.
Who needs what where?
Yeah, you know, like we just did a whole mock draft for the entire league. That was actually kind of tough. Like I had Dallas like 27. I'm like, what the fuck does Dallas?
Yeah.
And that's I know Schultz like re-signed somewhere. I'm like, all right, Michael Mayer.
Yeah, that was a good pick. That was a good pick. I was happy that wasn't like 2 rounds. That took forever, and it was only 1 round.
Did you find yourself in the same situation when you got to the team? You're like, what the fuck do these guys need?
Yeah. What was my last pick? I forget who it was. I don't even know. I just grabbed somebody. I was like, he'd be. I was grabbed an edge rusher. Yeah, I was like, everybody needs edge rusher.
That's what I did. I had picked 31 for the Chiefs. I was like, oh, what edge rushers are still on the board?
I had 29. I was like, let me get Keon White.
Yeah, like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I took AA for the Chiefs there. I guess maybe we should we be more studious with that? That's how I know for sure, actually. Although it's like their full-time job to know who needs what, these mock draft guys. But like when we get thrown the tight end, like that's how I know they're punting like we just did.
For
like,
sure.
Fuck it. They traded TJ.
Oh, they traded Hockenson. Yeah, they need a tight end. We'll take one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. God, they better not draft a tight end, dude.
Not first round.
Not first round.
And even that dude, I would still not like it in the second round.
What if it
Only
was- what's his
exceptions.
name?
Yeah, that's the only exception to me.
Big ugly.
But that's also too. I haven't even dove into the tight end prospects. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care how good one's even being projected to be.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
You can get Brock Bowers next year.
It's a top 5 offense without it.
Brock Bowers is going to be the highest drafted tight end in the NFL history, probably.
You guys think he's that nice?
Yeah. Where did Kyle Pitts go? Kyle Pitts went 5, right?
4.
4?
He's not beating 4.
Brock Bowers going 2.
Get the fuck out. He may be tied 4.
He could be top 3. Like if Houston or something, dude, if Houston's back in that top 3, they're taking Brock Bowers.
It's got to be top 3.
You guys think Brock Bowers is top 3?
If 2 of the teams this year that take quarterbacks
Are still in there.
are still in the top 3, the top 3 is going to be Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Brock Bowers.
You think in that order?
It depends on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Drake May? A lot of people like Drake May.
Well, if they already got a quarterback this year, like if it's Houston or Indy or.
Yo, that'd be a perfect world if actually one of those teams did land number 1. Actually, I don't know.
It wouldn't even matter. The Lions aren't going to be in the top 10.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. It'd be a perfect world because then they'd be willing to trade.
Oh, yeah.
Unless Caleb Williams obviously still a better prospect than all these guys.
Yes.
So unless they're like they put their nuts on the table, we're like, fuck it, we gotta take this
like
guy.
Arizona did.
Yeah.
Where we are doubling down.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. But to be fair,
Josh Rosen was such a nerd, dude. He looked like such a dweeb.
Who was the guy?
He looked like Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
Who's the guy that had rap lyrics on his Twitter? Had an N-bomb on there. Was it Rosen?
I don't know.
I'll look it up. I feel like it was him. Hold on though. When they drafted Kyler, was it immediately the next year?
Immediately the next year. Yeah.
And didn't Rosen get hurt though too?
I don't know, but he was trash. I don't think so.
I'm gonna look it up. Actually, I'll look it up at some point.
Josh Rosen sucked.
He's out of the league now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not even a backup.
But that'll do it for us
What a
today.
fall.
We appreciate you all tapping into this interesting show of the
Interesting.
Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. For the man to my left, the one and only Speak Easy, Chris Platty in the TD booth, JB Smooth on the ones and twos. I am Spencer Exter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you leave a like, and then make sure you go on every single podcast platform and leave a 5-star review, because I don't think you're crackheads. But we appreciate you for watching. We'll catch you guys
If you
tomorrow.
thought that was a good interesting,
Peace.
you're a crackhead.